Good evening, dear students. This is Mr. Abdurrahman Dawi with another video session. In this video session, I'm going to show you how to solve the previous problems related to your quiz to help you improve your mathematical skills, inshallah. So try to watch this video to discover what went wrong with your exam. And the first question, and this question is asking you to find out the equation of line L. So you need to figure out the equation. The first thing you need to say is that I know that the general form of any straight line equation is going to be equal to y equal mx plus c. M referring to the gradient and c referring to the y-intercept. So how I discover this, how I solve this problem, when you have a problem that's showing diagram, you just look at the diagram. It's a matter of graph interpretation, okay? So you know how to find the graph. This line is going in this direction. It's not in this direction. And from that, I know that the graph in this direction is going to be, the m is going to be always positive, and m is going to be negative when I have it this way, okay? So I know that I have a negative m, and I make sure that I keep that information in my mind. After that, you try to find 2 points where they are meeting the dots of the mathematic knot. So I will take this point, and I will take this point because they are crossing 2 points. And when you try to measure them, you will notice that this is equal to 2 steps, and this one is equal to 1 step. So I know, since I know that m is equal to the rise over run, it means that m is going to be equal to what? Don't forget the negative, okay? And I put the rise, which is 2 over 1. It means that m is going to be equal to minus 2. So this is for m equal 2. This is the first thing that you need to do to write your equation. After that, you try to find the c. How I can find the c? From our study, we know that c is representing the vertical distance from 0 to where that straight line is crossing the y-axis. So I can say that this 6 is representing c. I knew c and knew m, so you can write the equation. You will say y equal m is equal to minus 2x, and c equal to 6 is going to be plus 6. So that's the equation of your straight line. Now to the next problem, it's it's related to the previous problem. So you need to bring this information to you. You know that that line is equal to minus 2x plus 6. Now he wants you to use this to find out what? He wants you to know the equation of another line that is perpendicular to this line. Okay? And also that line that you're trying to find its equation is passing through this point. So you will say, how do I do that? There is a rule saying that you can it's saying that the product of two perpendicular lines, the product of their gradient is always equal to minus 1. What is the meaning of that? It means that the gradient of the other line is going to be equal to minus 1 over the gradient of the first term. What is the meaning of that? Since m1 is equal to minus 2, okay, and this is the m1, it means that I can say that m2 is actually equal to what? Equal to negative 1 over minus 2. And these two negative, they become plus because it's equal to minus 1 over minus 2. You remove the negative, it's going to be equal to half. So that's the first thing about how to discover the other equation. So you're trying to find that perpendicular line that is perpendicular to this equation. The m was discovered. We figured out m, which is equal to half. Now you're trying to find c. How you can find c? You're going to use the information that you have here. You know that line is crossing this point, right? So you say that from 9 and 3, you're going to use it to solve. You will substitute 9 with x, and you substitute 3 with y. So you will say that y, which is going to be equal to 3, equal to what? Equal to m, which is equal to half, multiplied in x equal to 9, plus c. So now I try to find out this. You will say that you will try to change everything. So you will say 3 equal to 4.5 because we divided 9 by 2 plus c. So from that, you will say that c is actually equal to 3 minus 4.5, which is equal to minus 1.5. So we discovered also the c. It means that my equation of that perpendicular line is going to be y equal to half, which is the m, and you're going to use this as a c, which is going to be minus 1.5. This is the equation of your straight line or the other line that is perpendicular to the line. You can write it as fractions. I don't mind that. You can say that y, that perpendicular line is going to be equal to half x minus 3 over 2. Okay, they are the same thing, but one of them is written as decimals and the other is written as fractions. I don't mind both ways. So this is how you solve, how you can find the equation of the perpendicular line to that known line. Now, question 2 is talking about how you have 2 points. You have point P and you have point P and you have point Q. You have both of their coordinates. And first of all, you are trying to find the midpoint of PQ. Okay, so that's the idea. How you can find that? The rule of the midpoint is very simple. It's like straightforward. The midpoint is always equal to this. The x-coordinate of that point is equal to actually the x-coordinate of the first point plus x2 over 2, and the y-coordinate is going to be the summation of both y's of the 2 points over 2. So this is equal to x1 plus equal. This is x1, this is x2. So we're talking about adding 10 plus 2 over 2 to find out the x-coordinate of that midpoint, and then you are adding y1 with y2, so you're adding 12 plus negative 4 over 2. From that, you will discover that the midpoint is equal to 10 plus 2 is going to be equal to 12 over 2, and 12 minus 4 is going to be equal to 8 over 2. It means that the midpoint is going to be equal to 6 and 4 after dividing these two fractions. This is how you find the midpoint. After that, he requested that you find out the gradient of PQ. Okay, you'll say how I can find the gradient. The gradient, when you know the 2 points of that line, there is a rule, there is a law to find the gradient. We would call it M. We know that M, the gradient, can be found out if I know 2 points on a straight line. You will say that y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the gradient is going to be equal to y2 minus y1. y2 is equal to minus 4 and minus 12. Okay, x2 minus x1, x2 is gonna be equal to 2 minus 10. From that, m is gonna be equal to minus 16 over minus 8. The two negative signs, they remove each other, so it's going to be 16 over 8. 16 over 8 is equal to 2. It means that the gradient of PG is equal to 2. So M is equal to 2, which means that the gradient of PG is equal to 2. I hope that you find this video useful. Try to watch it, try to use it in your aid, and it's going to enable you to improve your skills. You will discover your mistakes, what went wrong in the exam, and with time, with better practice, you will improve. You just need to continue doing what you're doing and you will get what you want at the end. You just need some patience, and also you need to practice, 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 because this is what math is all about. Take care and see you in other videos very soon. Bye.